Okay folks, the good news is we are back on deck. Okay, it only took us to the 23rd of October, but we're back on deck, and what we're looking at here is Venn diagrams. Now I know some of you are already into it, and that's awesome. If you're not, you're getting behind, and that's going to be a problem as you enter senior school, and you've got an exam test coming soon, so you better get onto it. What's a Venn diagram? A Venn diagram consists of two circles. They don't end up like that, but they're two circles, and they're about a specific topic. Okay, so I'll give you an example, and I'll pause it here, type it up, and we'll come back to it. Okay, so we're back, and this is the question here. A survey of 30 people found that 21 liked AFL and 12 liked soccer. Also, 7 people like both AFL and soccer, and 4 like neither. What Venn diagrams allow you to do is to put all of this story into a diagram, and we're going to show you how to do that in a minute. But the first thing to identify is what are your two topics. Now, your two topics here are AFL and soccer. So one circle will represent AFL and one circle will represent soccer. And if we were to draw this in a Venn diagram, we would draw it like this. They are two identical circles which cross over in the middle. Okay? And so this side here, as we've got up here, can represent AFL, and this side here, as we've got over there, can represent soccer. And what we're about to do is we're going to transfer all this information into a really easy to read diagram. Okay? Just get rid of that. Okay. So what these diagrams represent is two different things. Well, more than two different things, but I'll show you. If a person plays just AFL, that's represented in this section of the circles. If they just play only AFL. If they just play only soccer, let's deal with that part first, then they're taken up in here, in this part. Now you'll notice that will leave this bit in the middle, and also leave a little bit on the outside. So what we say here is, we read back to the question, who just liked AFL? What students just liked AFL? So of the 30 people found that 21 liked AFL. Okay? 21 liked AFL. The difficulty or the challenge you've got is that 7 liked both AFL and 12 liked soccer. So 21 liked AFL, but of those 21, 7 of them like both. And so if we take 21 take 7, we get the answer being 14. 14 people out of those 21, only 14 of them must have liked just AFL. Of the 12 that liked soccer, 7 of them liked both AFL and soccer, of which that must mean just 5 liked soccer. Okay? So the 21 is taken from here, and we subtracted 7 from there because 7 people liked AFL and soccer. And we took the 12 from here, 12 like soccer, and we took the 7 off that to give us 5 just liking soccer and 14 just liking AFL. So in a way, you could go through with another coloured pen and you could say, well, I've done this bit now and I've done this bit now. Now, I've said to you that in the middle here, this represents both. Both whatever your variables are, so both whatever your topics are. So the topics here is AFL and soccer, and it tells us that 7 people like both AFL and soccer. So 7 people go in the middle. And so again, we've done that bit. The only thing that remains is 4 liked neither somebody likes neither of your topics, then they go on the outside and they appear like that. So if we had a clean sheet without all of this calculations and stuff like that and colours, this was what it would look like in your book, would be 2 circles that cross over in the middle, 14 are in there, and that is liking just AFL. 5 are in there, that is liking just soccer. 7 are in there, and 4 are on the outside. And one thing to notice, of course, is that this is AFL, this is just soccer, this is AFL and soccer. So those that like AFL and soccer is 21, which comes back to our question, or the instructions given. Now you can't tell me that that, formulated like that, is not easier to follow than all of this. And that's all that Venn diagrams do. They just represent all the information or the data that's presented to you. They represent the categories or the outcomes from a particular experiment. On this occasion, the experiment or survey was what sports they liked out of AFL soccer. Okay, now, so what we've done prior is we've spoken about the Venn diagram process. Okay, it's about 2 topics. It's always about 2 topics, and it's a way of putting a whole lot of information into an easy and simple diagram. Now, I found another tutorial for you which will help you understand this even better. And as I bring it up, it is on our blog. So if you go to our blog, it's the last post or the post that I put up on October 23. I didn't really do it at 4:57 AM. It's just obviously in another country. But what it says is I've come across this awesome blog which contains great information about Venn diagrams, and it's at this link here. So if you go to our blog, you'll be able to pick up that link. Now, what that'll bring you to, of course, is this. Passy is a teacher in Victoria, and he's created a blog just like we had. And what it goes through is a step-by-step manner about how to do worded problems. Okay? And you can see down this right-hand side, he's got a whole heap of other stuff. So he's a bit ahead of Mr. Charlton in trying to create online digital learning for you. Venn diagrams, word problem 1. A class of 28 students were surveyed and asked if they had a dog or a cat. So what are the 2 categories we're looking at? What are the 2 categories here? Obviously there's no students in the class because we're trying this a bit different. I'm not asking you, but I'm asking you to think about it as you're listening. Of course, the 2 categories are if they had a dog and if they had a cat. So if we go back to creating a new Venn diagram, we start with our 2 circles. And one is about dogs and one is about cats. Okay? The question states 8 students said they had only ever had a dog. Okay? So only ever had a dog, 8 students, only a dog. That's this area, isn't it? That area in there. As I find the information. Not that, that's my music. Okay. 6 students said they only ever had a cat. 6 students said they only ever had a cat. So it might be in there. 10 students said they had a cat and a dog. 10 students said they had a cat and a dog. That's that middle area, remember? It takes in both categories. 4 students said they never had a cat or a dog. Where do you think that 4 students should go? That's right, that goes on the outside. I keep looking around at the classes if you're here, it's old habits. There's a 4 on the outside, and that there, that representation there, represents everything that's written in there. Okay? And there's some more information there, but what you end up having, this is the, you know, bit of both, cats and dogs. This is cats only, dogs only. So they've just flipped them over compared to what we've done. And they push through it, and they've got 6 on this side, whereas we've got 8 on that side. They've got 8 on this side, we've got 6 on that side. So 6, 10, 8 and 4, we will have 8, 10, 6 and 4. We'll prove it to you. 8, 10, 6 and 4. see Passie's Mathematics World, or whatever it is, has a whole series of other examples which are very basic and will gain you confidence in understanding this. And what he also has is some video questions. Let's check these out. I haven't really checked them out at all. Hope they're appropriate. Probably our technology. Yep, there we go. There's some sort of problem there.
Good morning, everybody. Today is February 6, 2009, and we're going to be discussing Venn diagrams this morning. Venn diagrams were created by...
Look at that. He's been doing what I wanted to do since 2009. He's got a whole series of examples there. Okay, don't be put off by that. There's a whole series of other links. So what I'd be suggesting to you crazy guys is be getting into that blog of ours, picking up where we're going with it, picking up the examples, and trying to get better and better at Venn diagrams. Now, if we look through chapter 9b, there's a whole heap on Venn diagrams. There's also stuff about two-way diagrams or two-way tables, and I'm going to go through that next. That's going to be done on our YouTube channel as well. So check it out. We're back on deck finally, thank goodness. Okay, over and out, crazy cats.